Hey, I'm Austin with Tall Fit Life. I'm 6'8" and I'm here talking to all the tall dudes today about neck training. Now, as a tall dude myself, I have dealt with the skinny, tall dude, pencil neck stereotype almost my entire life. Still kind of do. I mean, I have a longer neck than most, but that just comes with the tall territory. However, my neck has gone through quite the transformation over the years. This is what my neck used to look like before I started doing intentional neck training. Now, you might have never even heard of neck training before, and that's because neck training isn't something that's really talked about, even in the average Joe general population. But our necks have a ton of musculature and have muscles just like any other part of our body, so why wouldn't we train it? And the awesome thing about neck training is that our neck responds very quickly to any sort of neck training stimulus. So by doing the exercises that I'm gonna show you today, you're actually gonna see gains in your neck a lot quicker than you will from like any other muscle group in your body. Not only are these exercises going to help you thicken out your neck a little bit more, but add some definition and also support our head and our posture. And as tall dudes, you know just how hard it is to hold good posture. Doing neck training helps us naturally keep a taller posture without having to think about it all the time. You'll find all the exercises that I'm going to talk about today, as well as a full follow-along program month to month for tall dudes specifically over on tallfitlife.com. We're going to talk about 3 main exercises that you can start doing today with minimal equipment to help you get rid of the pencil neck. And the first exercise we're going to talk about is the bench neck curl. Think of this as a bicep curl for your neck. You do need to elevate yourself on something like a bench, something where your head can hang off and the rest of your body can just be there comfortably. And the idea here is simply to curl your neck back very slowly and then tucking in your chin towards your chest. Following what I call the tall tempo that I explain more in my programs, where we focus on going back, stretching for 3 seconds, holding for 1 second in the stretch position, and then contracting up to the top. It's very important, especially when starting neck training, to go very, very slowly, but simply doing 3 sets of 20 reps with no weight whatsoever is a great way to start, doing this 1 to 3 times a week. If you want to progress this exercise, you simply add weight to the equation. I like to use a medicine ball on the head. It's a little bit more comfortable than using a dumbbell or a plate, but you want to make sure that when you're using the medicine ball or extra weight, that you're not allowing the weight to come off of your head by using your hands. You want to make sure you've got a nice firm grip on the medicine ball or the weight and that it is staying on your head the entire time. You can even add resistance without extra equipment by just pushing your hands on your head more to create your own resistance with your arms. However, I recommend using a medicine ball or a weight because that's a lot more easy to track and scale up over time. The next exercise we're going to talk about is the bench neck extension. All we're going to need for this is a bench. You're going to want some padding for your head if your bench isn't naturally padded like the one that I'm using, but essentially we start with our head and neck on the bench and our feet on the ground. What we're going to do is essentially like a hip bridge, but as we do the hip bridge, we're going to focus on creating a double chin effect with our head and our necks, as if someone was pointing their finger towards you and you don't want the finger to touch you. What we do is we use our feet and our hands to help us lift up into this position while slowly lowering down, following that same tall tempo of going up for a second, down for 3 seconds, and pausing for 1 second in the stretch position. This is going to help strengthen the muscles on the back side of our neck and are really going to help with the postural aspect of neck training. This one's a lot more intense than just the neck curls on their own, so I recommend doing 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and as you progress and get stronger, trying to use less assistance from your hands and your feet. This is more of a feel it out type exercise as you progress it, but eventually you'll get to the point where you don't need your hands at all and hardly any assistance from your feet to lift your body up. And the last exercise we're going to talk about today are bench neck rotations. Now, this is an exercise that isn't going to use any weight at all, and you can technically do this on the ground. However, I do recommend still having a bench where your head can hang off of the ground, and all we're going to do is focus on twisting our neck as far to the left as possible and then as far to the right as possible. Now, the tempo for this is a little bit different, focusing instead on getting as much range as possible and holding at that max range for a second. So we twist off to the left slowly and as much as possible, hold for a second once you've reached as far as you can twist, and then slowly, about 2 to 3 second count, going back to the other side, again turning and twisting as much as possible before holding for a second and repeating. So this is a very slow and steady exercise, and it's one that you see noticeable improvements on even within the set, because each time you go left and right, you find that you can get like another millimeter or so of twist each time. This is super good for overall neck health, to prevent, those random neck strains that from sleeping wrong and crap like that. This exercise is going to help you prevent those strains while also building up and strengthening one of the most prominent neck muscles that we have that pop out when we turn our head to the side. I like to do this exercise for 20 total reps. Again, it's very important not to rush the reps on this exercise, but including these 3 exercises spread out throughout the week or done in a single session 1 to 3 times a week, you're gonna start seeing some amazing neck gains. And as tall dudes, it is essential to help round out our physique and help us really fill out our frame. So if you're sick of the pencil necks, it's time to check out those 3 exercises. If you have any questions on those, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what you'd like to see more. I only wanna hear from the tall dudes now. Just kidding. But if you have anything you wanna add, let me know down below. Be sure to subscribe for more Tall Dude Fitness content, and be sure to check out Tall Fit Life for programs and more tall resources. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tall dudes later.